welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring stellar defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. The vast expanse of space, with its countless stars, planets, and civilizations, had always presented a paradox to humanity. On one hand, the universe was a source of wonder, an endless frontier filled with mystery and possibility. On the other hand, the very immensity of space seemed to impose a kind of isolation on humanity. Despite the remarkable achievements of Earth's technology, including space travel, artificial intelligence, and the ability to send probes to distant stars, communication across the stars remained fragmented. The speed of light, once thought to be an obstacle to be overcome only through imagination, was a harsh limitation in the real-world practice of interstellar communication. Humanity's attempts to reach out to alien species, to establish peaceful relations, or to trade across galaxies were often met with frustration. Every interaction, every attempt at bridging the gap between distant worlds felt like reaching out in the dark with no certainty of response. But the turning point came when humanity realized that the answer to its communication challenges lay not in individual breakthroughs, but in creating a structure that connected the many disparate threads of galactic civilization. What was needed wasn't just a better means of sending messages, it was a complete reimagining of how the entire galaxy could be unified through a single, seamless communication system. This ambition, grand as it was, became humanity's most audacious and transformative project, the creation of the first galaxy-wide communication network. A network that would transcend the barriers of light years and time, connecting distant civilizations, enabling real-time interaction, and ultimately serving as the backbone for a new era of galactic cooperation and unity. In the early stages, the task seemed insurmountable. The sheer scale of space, with its billions of stars, countless planets, and diverse species spread across unimaginable distances, made it seem like a communication network spanning the entire galaxy was a pipe dream. Even the concept of sending information across vast stretches of space at the speed of light seemed inadequate to meet the needs of the galaxy. Messages that took years to travel from one corner of the galaxy to another were not only impractical, but they also left civilizations isolated and unaware of events unfolding in distant parts of the cosmos. Diplomacy, trade, scientific collaboration, none of these could truly thrive in an environment where communication was unreliable and fragmented. Yet, humanity had long been defined by its ability to solve complex problems. The pioneers of the early space-age scientists, engineers, and visionaries had tackled seemingly impossible challenges before, and they had done so through innovation, persistence, and a willingness to think outside the box. They had learned to send probes to distant planets, to land on the moon, to build satellites that circled the Earth, and eventually to create the first colonies on Mars and beyond. If humanity could overcome the vastness of space with physical travel, surely it could overcome it with communication. The first step toward creating a galaxy-wide communication network was the realization that humanity would need to rethink how communication could work across such vast distances. Traditional methods, radio waves, electromagnetic signals, even lasers had their limitations. While these methods could work within the confines of a single planet or solar system, they quickly became impractical when scaled up to the galactic level. As a result, a new approach was needed, one that would bypass the limitations of light-speed communication and allow for instantaneous or near-instantaneous interactions across vast distances. The breakthrough came in the form of a new technology, the quantum communication relay. Quantum physics had long been a subject of fascination, offering strange and seemingly paradoxical possibilities. At the core of quantum communication lay the phenomenon of quantum entanglement, a process in which particles became linked in such a way that the state of one particle could instantaneously affect the state of another, no matter how far apart they were. Scientists had long been intrigued by this idea, but the real challenge was in harnessing it for practical use. By combining quantum entanglement with advanced computing and processing power, humanity developed a system of communication that allowed information to be sent instantly across vast distances, bypassing the constraints of light-speed transmission. This was the core of the galaxy-wide communication network, a series of quantum relays distributed across the galaxy, each acting as a node that connected distant points in space. Through these relays, messages could be transmitted instantaneously between civilizations, no matter how far apart they were. The creation of the quantum communication relay network was not a task humanity could undertake alone. In their early explorations of the stars, humans had encountered countless alien species, many of which possessed advanced technologies and knowledge that far exceeded their own. While initially hesitant to collaborate, many of these species began to recognize the value of a galaxy-wide communication network. For some, it was an opportunity to expand their influence and trade routes. For others, it was the promise of connecting with distant relatives, lost civilizations, or unknown cultures. And for many, it was simply the recognition that in a galaxy so vast, isolation was no longer an option. The first challenge was to establish a common framework for communication, a shared language, set of protocols and standards that would allow the many different species and civilizations of the galaxy to communicate with one another. Humanity's experience with diplomacy and its ability to adapt to diverse cultural contexts played a key role here. While human languages were complex and varied, humans had a deep understanding of the need to create a system that could accommodate the diverse methods of communication used by different species. Some species communicated through telepathy, while others relied on pheromones, colors, or complex sound patterns. In some cases, communication was non-verbal, with entire civilizations conveying ideas through shared symbols, gestures, or even emotional resonance. Human engineers and diplomats worked tirelessly to create a universal communication protocol, a framework that could facilitate the exchange of ideas and information across species with varying modes of communication. It was no simple task, but by incorporating elements from various languages, symbolic systems, and even quantum computing algorithms, humanity was able to develop a communication protocol that allowed for seamless translation between species. The challenge of building a common language was one of the first major hurdles in creating the network, but it set the foundation for the galaxy-wide communication network to become a reality. As more and more species came on board, the network expanded, linking up colonies, outposts, and homeworlds across the galaxy. Each species contributed its own unique technologies and knowledge to the effort, creating a vast and interconnected system that not only allowed for communication but also facilitated trade, diplomacy, and cooperation on an unprecedented scale. The quantum relays that were established at key points throughout the galaxy created an intricate web of connections, and the network grew stronger with each addition. The beauty of the galaxy-wide communication network lay in its ability to transcend the physical limitations of space. Messages could be sent instantly, allowing for real-time conversations between species located light-years apart. It was no longer necessary to wait months or years for a message to reach its destination. The new network allowed for instantaneous communication, enabling real-time decision-making, collaboration, and interaction on a scale never before possible. The political, economic, and cultural ramifications of this network were profound. In the past, species had been limited by the slow speed of communication, often making decisions based on outdated or incomplete information. Now, entire galactic coalitions, trade networks, and scientific collaborations could operate in real time, adjusting and adapting to the rapidly changing dynamics of the galaxy. The network also opened up new possibilities for cooperation between species. With the ability to communicate instantly, shared research initiatives could be launched, collective defense pacts could be established, and interspecies trade routes could be coordinated. What was once a vast and fragmented galaxy was now a vibrant, interconnected network of civilizations working together toward common goals. Yet, with this new system came new challenges. The sheer volume of communication across the galaxy was unprecedented, and the network became a critical infrastructure that needed to be safeguarded. Protecting the network from sabotage, cyber attacks, or even the potential for misuse by rogue elements became a top priority. The immense power of the network meant that its security was paramount to the stability of the entire galaxy. To address this, humanity worked with its allies to develop advanced encryption systems, firewalls, and countermeasures that could protect the integrity of the communication system. Quantum encryption, based on the same principles as the quantum communication relays, was used to secure sensitive information, ensuring that messages could not be intercepted or altered by malicious actors. In addition to its technical and security challenges, the galaxy-wide communication network also brought about profound cultural and social changes. The ability to communicate instantaneously across the stars meant that species could now engage with one another on a deeper, more personal level. The barriers that had once separated distant civilizations, physical, technological, and cultural, began to crumble. Humans, in particular, saw this as an opportunity to share their rich cultural history, their art, their literature, and their scientific achievements with the galaxy. Similarly, alien species were eager to share their own knowledge and perspectives, enriching the human understanding of the universe. The network also facilitated a new era of exploration. Once isolated, distant worlds were now accessible to anyone with the means to access the communication network. This opened up new opportunities for scientific discovery, as researchers could collaborate across vast distances, sharing data and observations in real time. Space exploration itself became more efficient, as missions to distant planets or star systems could be coordinated with unprecedented precision, with up to the minute communication between explorers and mission control. Ultimately, the creation of the first galaxy-wide communication network was not just a technological achievement, it was a testament to the power of cooperation, ingenuity, and vision. The network transformed the galaxy from a collection of isolated, disparate civilizations into a cohesive, vibrant community. The barriers that had once separated species, planets, and cultures were now overcome, and the vastness of space no longer felt like a void, but a tapestry of interconnected beings, each with their own stories, struggles, and hopes. Through the simple, yet profound act of communication, humanity had not only changed its own fate, but had also helped shape the future of the entire galaxy.